Frequenties vol geloof.
Unqa phambili kwezokholo. Kingfisher FM.
Berenice, who is the Director of Unity in Africa, who runs the iGEMS program. Hello, Berenice.
Hello, Leanne.
So good to have you in studio. Then I've got Jaden, who is a mechanical engineering student, who's with the iGEMS program. Hello, Jaden.
Hello, ma'am.
And then there is Sivenati Makwabe.
Yes, Makwabe.
I got it right. Hey. He is with BASF Human Resources. So Berenice, maybe you want to kick us off and tell us why have you brought these two gentlemen into studio?
Okay, I'll do that. Leanne, first of all, I brought them in because it's better hearing from other people who have had an impact on the program or who the program has impacted on.
Yes, indeed.
So, of course, I can talk forever on the program, but it's better really to have these both actually young gentlemen tell us about the program. So that's why I brought them in.
So Unity in Africa, tell me just briefly, who is Unity in Africa? What do you do? And then maybe a little bit about the iGEMS program itself.
All right. So Unity in Africa actually started many years ago. It was born out of a demutualization from an insurance company, and then we took it independent.
Okay.
And iGEMS is the only program that's the flagship program. iGEMS stands for Incubating Great Engineering Minds.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the seed was planted back in late 2012, 2013, when Evan Dold, who's our current chairperson, came and saw me about a program that would have some meaning to it and impact that we could implement locally. So we came up with iGEMS because it's a critical skill engineering. It's a critical skill. The stats are really poor when it comes to graduates of engineering. Only 10% of students who start an engineering degree actually complete it.
Sure.
So the kind of support needed is quite it's quite deep, the support needed.
Yeah.
And also it's a program that speaks directly to industry's needs, because they're needing engineers.
Indeed.
And so, that's when it was born. We did about 18 months research and then went live in 2015.
Wow.
With the program. And we started with a small group of about 16 students initially, a pilot study, and then it was we just went for it.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So Sive, I'm going to give you the chance now to tell me a little bit about iGEMS and the impact that it has had on your career journey.
So I joined BASF in 2021, and actually Jaden here sitting next to me, he was in iGEMS as well when I started. So when I joined, I wasn't actually sure, what the program is about.
Yes.
And so they've got this event where they call it a SIP event, where the students actually interview the companies.
Oh,
themselves.
That's interesting. What a flip. That's beautiful.
My manager at the time, she looked at me. I was still an intern at the time. She looked at me and said, "You're going to answer all of the questions." But it's been an amazing journey, to be honest. And I started out as just coordinating things, site visits, and all of that vacation work. But it's gone beyond. It's gone beyond that. A couple of I think about last 2 weeks ago, I actually spoke. I was a guest speaker at the SIP event as well.
Okay.
So from going from an intern, answering the questions to actually being a guest speaker, it just shows how it's also helped me develop as much as it helps the students. It's helped me develop as well in my career as well, to be able to be at a place where I can actually speak for the company and the impact that iGEMS has had. We had an iGEMS student earlier this year. I was telling the story at the event where she came for just a month for like a vacation work period.
Yeah.
And then when she came, everybody was just falling over her. They're like, "Siva, you better give her a permanent position." And I was just saying, she's only here for vacation work, guys. So that's just the impact. We absolutely love the iGEM student. Every year we try to make sure that we have at least one or two.
Okay. Yeah. So am I right in understanding that you're literally matching engineering students with engineering businesses? So you're literally just connecting them and kind of facilitating a support environment.
So we're connecting them, absolutely, and that's why we have so many important role players, stakeholders to the program. But that is only one small part of it.
Yes, yes.
There are 4 phases to the program. It's an education to employment program.
Right.
So there are many different strings to the bow.
Yeah.
in each of the phases that we implement.
Because I think sometimes people think, so I'm just going to study engineering and then I'm just going to find a job. But it isn't like that.
Not so easy, yes.
And so amazing that there's actually the supportive environment that actually cultivates, that process for you.
Absolutely. And our students have the privilege of actually going to spend a year in the workplace before they go and study engineering. That's the phase 2 year that Sive spoke about earlier. And that helps the student to have at least a year's working experience on their CV.
Yes.
It also helps them to connect to the companies and know, what the needs are within industry. So it helps them to decide what to study in the end.
Yeah.
Of course, engineering is broad.
Indeed. So Jaden, maybe you can chip in here. How does iGEM support you as a student in these phases that Berenice has been talking about?
So
come a little closer to that microphone.
So in 2019, actually, I started off as an iGEM student in phase 1, and then phase 1 is basically helping you grow as a person, helping you understand what is engineering, because many students out there don't actually know what is engineering. So they broaden our mindset to the industry out there, and it actually also helps you personally growth, where it teaches soft skills about how to handle certain situations, how to manage your time, and how to set up goals, which is really important when going into university. So, and then during phase 2, they give you like a year of experience to experience what you want to become. If you feel like you don't want to be in that specific position, and then they would get few other parts within that company to go experience. And then during our phase 3 year, we get the help from iGEMs basically to help you study, help motivate you, and to help you understand more yourself, so you can actually graduate earlier and actually finish the degree. Why? Because it's such a difficult degree to be doing at the moment. So all that mental help is actually what's needed to become a better person, become a better engineer for the industry out there. So for me personally, it helped me very much. It helped me grow as a person. I wouldn't be speaking here today without iGEMs. I was very shy.
You're doing a great job, Jaden. You're doing a great job.
I was denied, but iGEMs helped me as a person grow to be where I am today, ma'am. So
that's so good. So good. So Berenice, you must have lots of success stories.
Oh, we do. We have wonderful stories, and for us, which has been the most amazing milestones to celebrate, is that we've now come full circle, and we have 15 students who have graduated and working. They're currently in employment working as engineers.
Sure.
So it sounds small, but it's big.
It is.
We're a very niche program, so we don't take loads of students every year. So we take a very small amount of students, because to have the aptitude for engineering and the ability to study engineering it's quite rigorous. So, we've got lovely stories of students who have been fantastic successes for us and for themselves and for industry. And yes, and as Jaden says, we work with the whole child. We don't just do maths and science and digital literacy and coding and robotics and site visits and work shadows. We actually work on the 21st century skills, which are things like grit, resilience, communication, those soft skills. So it's important for us to work, and that's why our leadership and life skills is a big component of the program.
For sure.
So that's what we spend quite a lot of time doing with the students, so that we can get them to be able to be comfortable in any situation. And in fact, all of our students, we can, at the drop of a hat, ask them to stand up and talk, because we've trained them.
Yes.
So which is
it's
we're
amazing.
Not just focused on the engineering side. We focused on those, those soft skills as well, which have been absolutely amazing. And, we also, we feed our students, we transport our students as well. So that's why I say there's so many strings to the bow of iGEMs, that we do.
So Berenice, for those who are listening to this conversation thinking, oh my goodness, this is amazing, how can I help? What does that look like?
there are many ways that companies or individuals can actually help us. So our first, obviously, you always need money to run a program. And we have industry partners who donate to us in terms of their socioeconomic development budget. So we're a fully fledged public benefits organization with our BBBE verification and our audits all in line, and so our governance is very strong as well. So yes, monetary value is very important to us to be able to run the program, because we do so many things within the program. And then we have we need companies to open up their doors to have site visits, to have work shadows as well, pharmatrics, and we call on industry to come and speak to our students. Very often we do. And companies can if they open their doors to also host a learnership, a student on a learnership. Those are the things that help us. And then so there's non-monetary and monetary value for us as well. We're situated at the NMU Bird Street campus. That's where we operate from. But we still have running costs.
Yes, indeed.
So we have to consider all of those running costs. And it helps, when we get donations of laptops. We try and get every student a laptop when they go into studying a tertiary qualification as well. So there are lots of little things, that help along the way.
For sure. Well, guys, this has been amazing. I think it's just incredible to just hear how just one NGO has the impact, and even on our economy, actually, because when we're building amazing people, we get to build an amazing country, and I think that's where we're going, right?
Exactly.
I'm like, let's build people, and the country will build itself.
Yes.
Honestly. Yes. So, sure, that's the Lord right there. Hashtag just saying, that wasn't me, that was him. Build good people. Come on. So how do we get a hold of you?
So you can, our website is www.una. So you can get hold of us through that form. And we also have a landline.
Yes.
Which is 041 582 1275. I had to think about that for a minute.
Well, you probably don't dial it very often. You're normally probably answering, not dialing.
And we have a Facebook page, and we've just recently put quite a lot of effort into social media as well. It's something that often a non-profit doesn't. We don't have the resources to do it and the knowledge and everything. So we've just recently. So we've been very active in the last while. So
good, because people need to know what you do. Yes. People need to know what you do. So, gents, any last thoughts?
So just to add on, so IGEM stands for Incubating and Great Engineering Minds, and I think what the program does is it turns engineering from something that's scary, and because when you're in high school thinking engineering, you think about the maths and the science and all of that, and with the site visits and the vacation work, you actually get to see what engineers do on a day-to-day, and you become more curious about it to say, actually, this is something I see myself doing. So it's a fantastic initiative, and I feel very honored to be part of it.
So good. Jaden?
Definitely just that, what Siva said. That's how I feel. That's how I feel personally. So, I think just great, man. Just great for your growth every single way, man. Like, each phase is just there, specific to build a certain part of you to become a great engineer, man. So yes, man.
So good.
And as companies, it's fantastic to be on the receiving end of such great engineers.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that's the thing that is so amazing, is that, if I was an engineer or in an engineering business, it would only make sense to bring kids in, honestly, because you want to, it's passing on the baton in a way.
Exactly. And developing that pipeline.
Absolutely.
It's so good. Sustainability for any company.
No, it's so good. It's so good. Thanks for sharing with us on Kingfisher FM. It's been great. I know that it's a little nerve-wracking for some of us. Some of us, we don't find it so nervy at all. But now you've done it. It's been good to have you in studio. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome.
Die klankbaan van jou lewensreis.
Isandi sobomi bakho.
Kingfisher FM.